Says, do you want some advice, son? I've got you. No, thanks, Dad. Leave it out. Actually, I probably know just enough.
You'd think he's a perfect person to go to.
Yeah, I thought so, wouldn't you?
Now, the ancestral home of the late Princess Diana has welcomed a controversial new arrival. It's the latest addition to Earl Spencer's collection of paintings, and it's causing quite a stir.
It certainly is. Now, the picture is called Britannia. It shows a woman in a miniskirt leaning over a pram wrapped in police tape. Yep, you get the picture. And while the Earl says he thinks it sits alongside the other works nicely, will the viewing public agree? Well, Stuart Leith has been found out.
It's called Britannia and sits alongside a range of 17th century portraits. But this new addition to the historic picture gallery at Althorp House is a much more modern image. A woman holding a CCTV camera leaning on a pram wrapped in police tape. It's by Mitch Griffiths and was chosen by Earl Spencer himself for display in the same room as this Van Dyck masterpiece, War and Peace.
It fits particularly well in this room because I've placed this painting. It's called Britannia, and it's a very modern image of a modern woman next to similar women from the late 17th century who were Charles II's mistresses, so it sort of fits. It's here not to shock or startle, but very much to modernise the feel of the room.
As well as buying new artwork, the Earl is selling off a range of items at a Christie's auction in London later this month, including a set of antique carriages expected to fetch more than £200,000.
The trustees who own this collection decided that it's much better to really cash in some of their artistic assets and reinvest them in other things. Because at the moment, I think about 90% of their asset wealth, as it were, is hanging on the walls. So it's time to say goodbye to some things that are really not going to be required here ever.
Althorp House is, of course, where the Earl's sister, Diana, Princess of Wales, is buried, and many people make a pilgrimage to the estate for that reason.
I'm sure that the majority of the visitors we get today have Diana foremost in their mind, and they want to see where she lived, where she grew up, where her family come from, and also pay their respects at the Round Oval where she's buried. So there's definitely that, which is something I try and honour and make when the visitors come here, that they're treated with great respect.
The house has just reopened to visitors for the summer, and there were mixed reactions to the new painting.
It's nice to see something totally different to the rest of the paintings. It's about a woman of her time, isn't it? And all the rest of the paintings are also women.
No, I don't like it at all.
Why not?
I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me.
So while it's out with some old items from the Althorp estate, it's also in with a new painting that's already proving to be a talking point. Stuart Leith's Anglia News, Althorp near Northampton.
So does it work for you then, having a sort of a Jordan look-alike next to the Van Dykes there or not?
I can see where he's coming from, to have, the modern woman next to a woman from years ago, but
okay.
It stands out quite a bit, doesn't it?
Say that.
Well, you can see the full interview with Earl Spencer on our website at itv.com/Anglia.
Now, on the website, you can also watch items from the programme, plus there's a full weather forecast for the Anglian region there as well.
Now we're edging towards the national part of the news hour. Here's what's coming up in a couple of minutes.
All that is to come. Now, just before we take a look at the weather, here's something you don't see every day.
You don't indeed.
Yep.
Unusual atmospheric conditions combined to form this. It was captured on Wednesday evening by 14-year-old Jacob Bryant from his back garden in Peterborough.
Yeah, very well snapped there, Jacob. Excellent stuff. Now, the technical term, I can assure you, because I know what I'm talking about here, for what looks like an upside-down rainbow or a nice smile, is circumzenithal arc. Now, they're often missed as they appear very high overhead. Here's one from a couple of years ago. Here's one we took earlier, mate. It's caused by sunlight passing through ice crystals in high clouds rather than shining through them. There you go. If you weren't sure.
Off the top of your head,
absolutely. It's funny just what you have when you click in your memory banks. It's just in there, isn't it, really?
Well, let's see what the weather's got in store with Amanda Houston. Another humid night then. So before we say goodbye, though, if you're in the Ipswich area tomorrow, it's an open day at the Castle Hill allotments, where we film the Anglia allotment each month.
Yep, it's on between 2 and 4 p.m. Admission is free. That's not bad, is it? You can see how our sunflowers are getting. That's in our sunflower competition. You can also have a look at the wonderful wildlife. They've got community areas as well. Now, you can even get a cup of tea. And I think, if you're really lucky, Jean Austen will let you have a slice of her cake. But whatever you're doing, have a fabulous weekend. We'll see you next week. All the best.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.